got it, Brian?
Y'all have a meeting at Pearson at what time?
Yeah.
I'm talking here. That's hard to think.
Huh? Yeah, well, so okay. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I love Mondays. We're back here with the Blackbook Half an Hour and crew, and this week we got our full force crew here. So good morning, Robbie. How you been doing?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Okay, great. How you doing, Miss Teresa?
I'm good. Good morning, Vegas. How are you?
All right. And we got Mr. Richard Harvey. How you doing?
Fabulous. I'm doing good, and I'm happy to be here, and thanks for inviting us.
Okay, great. We also have a special guest here. We have a Miss Attorney, Marcia Kimball Sims. How you doing?
Giving honor to God, I'm doing fantastic, and you?
Okay, I'm doing great. I'm excited. Today we're going to have two subjects we're going to talk about. The first one, obviously, being tax season, and we have Mr. Richard Harvey here who does taxes and can give us a little bit of nuggets about taxes, what we should do, just kind of his overall thoughts as we kind of jump into tax time. And then for the last 15 minutes to an hour, we're going to do something. We're going to have Attorney Sims tell us a little bit about herself, and for about 10-12 minutes she's going to take some questions, ask an attorney. Here's an opportunity for us to kind of start getting to know our people in the community, our owners of businesses, especially people like attorneys and such. So we're going to see if we can glean some nuggets from her for about 10-12 minutes here at the end. The call-in number will be 702-647-3688 to ask an attorney, or you can hit me up on Facebook Live if you have a question and want to direct that to Attorney Sims. Couple of quick housekeepings. Mark your calendars for March 24th. Really, Black Friday is coming up. We're looking to have a full house of black businesses. We're looking at between 40 and 50 black businesses coming to the Pearson Center so they can meet you. You can meet them. We can have a good, fun time. We can let them buy some products and get to know you. And we're going to have food. We're going to have fun and entertainment at the Pearson Center March 21st. I want to give a quick shout out to AP Medical. They had an open house. I was there. It was great. Let me tell you, this young lady wants to be part of the community. It's time for the community to reach back to her. Come check her out, AP Medical. She is on the Black Book. I'd also like to welcome Dr. Sharfo Kafi. I met him last week. He is a doctor in here. Definitely check him out on the Black Book. He just joined. If you don't have a doctor, here are two of them that you can take a look at. Go see if they fit with you and you fit with them, because your doctor needs to be like your lawyer. You can tell him anything. All right, so we're going to start off here first, and I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask each person to give their name again, their contact information, and then we're going to end up with Richard. And Richard, we're going to go into some taxes, give us some nuggets on taxes. So let's start off, Robbie.
Again, Robbie Thomas. I'm the CEO of GenRise. We are on the web, www.gen-rise.com. Our basic platform is about economic literacy, and we want to empower the community through workshops and through content that we provide on the web regarding either rebuilding credit, budgeting, basic financial literacy, but also some content that will really help you to evolve your thinking around economic empowerment. So again, it's an honor for me to be here, and we're looking forward to this ongoing dialogue about empowering our community.
Great. Now, Attorney Sims, just quick, give us your contact information. We're going to come back to you and let us tell us some more about you a little later in the half hour.
My name is Marcia Kimball Sims. My office is located at 2560 West Brooks Avenue, Suite 101, North Las Vegas. and it is near Cheyenne and Simmons. We're local. My phone number is 702-333-1449. 702-333-1449. Hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you. Miss Teresa.
This is Teresa Butt, and am with Legal Shield, and I cover legal shield and identity theft. And if you have any kind of legal issues, or you have warrants out there you're trying to get resolved, or if you want to get your will done, traffic issues, we're available. So give me a call. My number is 702-715-9777. My website is www.legalshield.com/HUB/TERESABUTT. I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay, thank you. And last but not least, Mr. Richard Harvey. Now, not only is he going to introduce you and give you his contact information, he is our tax expert. And we are right in the middle, hot and heavy of everybody trying to get those tax returns done. So he's going to give us a couple of nuggets about this whole tax time. Thank you. Go
Good
ahead.
morning. Thank you, Brian. My name is Richard Harvey, and I'm with OEX LLC. And I office out of GPS, Tax and Financial Services, and we're located at 1315 West Owens. And our number is 702-417-5791. That's a direct contact to my number. We handle taxes and financial planning, and also insurance and health insurance. So we work with the seniors. We target with the seniors. That's our market. We provide health services and life insurance, and also taxes and financial planning. So I'm going to talk about taxes this morning, but again, GPS at 1351 West Owens is where you can find me.
Okay, great. So let's get started on this whole tax time. Again, a lot of people are still looking for people to do their taxes, or they may have done their taxes and might need a second look, or they're planning for the future. Give us your thoughts on it.
Well, officially tax filing season began January 23rd, and it's going to end April 18th. A lot of people are thinking it's going to end April 15th, but it's going to officially end April 15th, but it's going to, traditionally it ends April 15th, but it's going to end April 18th. They got me confused as well. But it's going to give you some extra time for filing. If you owe, that's good, but if you don't owe, you can file anytime afterwards. And some of the things that I like to talk about, there's a lot of self-employed people in the Valley, and I sit with them, and they come in, and most of them are organized, and some of them aren't. And one of the things that I like to say, just a little tip, you come in with your receipts. For instance, I give you Uber and Lyft are very popular right now, and there's a lot of credits out there for the drivers. Few credit right now is 55.5 cents per mile. So keeping those receipts are very good. But when you come in a tax preparer office and you bring those receipts and they're scattered, I changed my fees from a tax preparer to a bookkeeper because I have to put them in order. So some of the things that I like to say to the listening audience is, one thing that we do with the Blackbook is we have, QuickBooks is a great app to download, but a home budget manager just going to help you catalog those finances and expenses. So when you get in front of a tax preparer, they're ready to move forward with you. And like Brian said earlier, free second looks, we offer free second looks at GPS at 1351 West Orange. It's like you go to a doctor and you get diagnosed with the illness. Sometimes you want to have a second look, and there's no charge for it.
Yeah, you talked about some key things. Obviously, our goal of taxes is to pay as little as possible. One of the things you talked about were gas. If you own a business, there's actually, if you can keep your mileage, even just the miles that you spend that are business related, you're actually able to, like you say, take 54%.
Well, it equates to about 30%, but it's 55.5 cents per mile. That's a credit for each mile that you travel, for business only.
Okay. So think about that. You can take a significant goal towards wiping out your taxes by just keeping good records on the mileage you spent if you own a business. Also, when you eat if you own a business and you eat, there's actually a credit for the meals that you consume during a day while you're working. Is that correct?
You're absolutely right. There's credits for expenses for business and license fees, for fuel, for food, even for your cell phone. So
Yeah.
your cell phone bills are like that. That's a business expense. Anything that you have to, any tool that you can imagine to use to operate your business.
Like the internet also.
It could be a tool. There's certain rules. It has to be, if you have a home-based business and you have an area in your home and you consider that as an office, the IRS recognizes that as a place of business, so you can write off deductions that's operated in that space. So if you sit there one day and watch television or football game and it's not business related, it's not deemed an office. So they're very strict on announcing how it should work. But imagine if you had a home-based business and everything that you did within that home, office expenses. You got to buy paper clips and computer cables and things like that. So it could be written off.
Yeah, interesting. I just got Facebook Live from Miss McDonald. She actually owns McDonald Bookkeeping, and she said rent as a write-off and percentage of utilities of a homeowner. And I say that because on the Blackbook we have a lot of different businesses. We have bookkeepers, we have tax people. One of the things that we need to start realizing as people who are paying taxes, you either plan to succeed in paying as little taxes as you can, or you don't plan and you pay as many. You should just look for tax information when it's time to pay the piper. You literally, your tax person, again, like your lawyer and your doctor, should be your friend throughout the year. They should be, after they've done your taxes, should be sitting down and coming up with a plan that says, this is our plan for the year, so that I will minimize my taxes and literally get to the point where, and I'm going to say this, I don't get a tax refund, because every time I get a tax refund, I'm literally loaning money to the government for free.
And you're absolutely right with that. The best case scenario is to break even with the government. You owe them nothing, they owe you nothing. And like Brian mentioned earlier, the money that you're getting on the return is actually a loan to the government, interest free.
So when those people are looking for those big loan checks, they've really just been letting the government have money they could have been earning interest on.
Yes, they could have been. And that's another way, financial planning and information that we're trying to provide to the community, just by having that understanding of how it works. And Robbie speaks more to that because he's with the banking industry. So those are the things that we can have an understanding for. That's another thing that's out there also. There's a lot of people that are retired and they have a 401k. So at the end of each year, once you're 70 and a half and over, it's an RMD that you have to take out. It's called required mandatory distribution, and you're taxed upon that. But there's some ways that you can actually take that money and put it into an insurance vehicle or a financial vehicle, and it becomes tax deferred or tax free. But those are the things that we're going to start talking to the community about, of how to really understand how money works and how to have money work for you and you not for it.
Okay.
You know, there's interesting observation with respect to, there's a difference between tax, minimizing your tax liability and tax evasion. You know, and I think it's important for us to understand that if you're minimizing your tax liability, that's not a bad thing at all, because there's a lot of corporations, in fact, that do that. One of the things I just noticed, I was doing some research yesterday, there's about $2.6 trillion in offshore accounts for corporations that basically try to avoid paying taxes in the United States. And some of it is legal. It's legal. What I'm saying is that we need to understand this game of how the hard-earned dollars that we have in our possession can work better for us. And if that's part of understanding tax law and how to minimize our liability, then that's all a good thing. So really sitting down and talking to your financial advisor or your tax professional that does a lot of good in going a long way to help keep more dollars in your household.
And I'd like to go back to the point where people said, "Oh, I get a $7,000 check." People need to know how to do your deductions. Usually, when I worked for a job where they paid me, I calculated how much my tax was supposed to be, and then I'm like Brian. I didn't like the government having $300 or $400 extra. I wanted that $400 extra in my pocket, so I put down 4 deductions, and then at the end of in October, I would always go back to 1, just in case something happened,
Balance it out.
and I'd get back $500.
Yep.
But I like having that $400 to $500 in my pocket. I never cared that I got a $7,000 tax return, and some people don't know how to do that. They don't know that they can go to personnel and change how many deductions they have. And I'm sure GPS tax services can inform them on that much better than I can, because I haven't done it in a long time because I work for myself.
Yeah, we got.
She's absolutely right. And
wait,
she's talking about a W-4 and the exemptions. You can start at the beginning of the year, meaning January, to the end of the year, meaning December, and you can start with 4, and you can change it in August to 1. That's what she's talking about. You can go back to your HR department if you're employed. Ask for your W-4, and you can make those changes within the year.
Okay, we're going to, real quick, we've got a call in. And again, the number is 702-647-3688. We're going to take this call. Then we're going to let Attorney Sims tell us a little bit about her, and we're going to take calls for Ask an Attorney. So we got that call. We have a call in? Hello? We have the call? Good morning. All right, how are you, Don?
Good morning, Don.
Can I take advantage of both locations as deductions? And I'm going to hang up so you can answer. You guys are doing a fantastic job on the show today. I just want to commend you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for that question, Don. As I said before, the IRS recognized home-based business as being just 100% home-based business, and they understand some of the overruns that may happen from your office business to your home business. If it's just strictly dedicated to home-based business activities, yes, you can write those deductions off. And those expenses, like as I said earlier, office expenses, office supplies, telephone cable, whatever you conduct in that space, as long as it's deemed to be 100% home-based, you can do that.
Okay, thank you, Richard. And if you want some more information, Richard, give them your phone number again.
Again, we're right in the community, 1351 West Owens, and that's we're in the 89106 area. I can be reached directly at 702-417-5791.
Thank you. Now we're going to switch gears. And Attorney Sims,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about you. And here's the thing. I wanted to bring you on because I truly believe that our businesses need to start reaching out more. We need to be on KCP. We need to be on the Blackbook. We need to let the people in the community know about us so they can come and do business with us. Forget Interact, get a check. We need to be looking at our folks, and we need to be coming to them to do business with. So tell us a little bit about you to start off, a little bit of what you do. And callers, if you have a question, she can at least start you off and also give you your information again.
I'm an attorney. I'm a former prosecutor. I have done criminal law, family law. I currently do personal injury, DUIs, and I'm somewhat of a general practitioner. I also do wills, living trust, because as an attorney, most people don't realize everything in your life is governed by policies that are set by your legislators, the people who you elect. At the local level, set the laws that govern your life, and the people who you elect at the federal level set the laws that govern your lives. So everything in life is governed by laws, and most of us, a lot of people, not just African Americans, but everyone, we really don't know how the system works. And so sometimes I think that if you pay $150 to discuss your issue, whatever it is, it always relates back to a policy, law, ordinance, or something that a lawyer has to deal with to help you. And most lawyers are more than willing to help you. And if they don't want to help you, they will refer you to someone else. The thing that bothered me the most that happened in the mortgage industry was that if you had paid a lawyer $125 to review your mortgage, you probably would not have gotten an adjustable mortgage, because a lot of people that I talked to told me that it said 30-year mortgage on the first page, and then 15 pages in the small print, it changed to adjustable. They only read the first 2 pages, and then they signed on the documents, and then they were trapped.
And you're 100% correct, because knowledge is power. And just as you said earlier, policy is made at the local level, and if we don't know the people and we don't know the policies, we're basically flailing around in the dark and hoping we're going to do something. I can personally tell you that I had an issue with a mortgage, and I went to an attorney, and by spending the time to talk to that attorney, spending a little money, I literally saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we have to stop being penny wise and pound foolish and start basically taking the time to come to our attorneys and talk to our attorneys, because truthfully, I believe when we will start to realize that our attorneys will take more time and more effort in giving us the real deal.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because I have a friend that got in trouble, and she said every place she went, she didn't see anybody that looked like her. And when she saw a face that looked like hers, she felt more comfortable. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, I'm a lawyer that happens to be black, but I offer the best service that I can. And so when people come to you, they want to be able to trust you, and they want you to do the best job that you can. But what I think you're talking about is being given the opportunity that other people so automatically get. They go to another person before they go to someone of their own color, and that's a personal choice.
Well, some of it is advertising, because the truth of the matter is many of our people do not know our attorneys, because our attorneys don't advertise, and so therefore they don't know they're out there either. So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. The community doesn't know. And it's not just attorneys. It's the community does not know our businesses, but our businesses are not advertising to their community. I have a question here, and I'm going to jump to this question because we're taking questions either if you call in or on Facebook Live. Miss McDonald says, I have a question for her. I am working on making some changes in my will that are already a part of my trust will. I have to make these changes in my trust also, or can I just change the will alone?
Well, I never speak about anything that I don't have the documentation in front of me. Because what I've learned is people interpret what they think is going on in the documents. And then it turns out you give them advice and you really don't, it's not matching up. So what I would recommend you doing is bringing your documentation. You can bring it to me to look over, and I could actually see what's in writing, and that would be a better way for me to give you an answer. I'm really frightened about giving you an answer concerning that issue without seeing what's before me, without seeing your documentation. If you want to, you can come by my office at 2560 West Brooks Avenue, North Las Vegas. It's near Cheyenne and Simmons, and I will give you a free consultation.
Okay, great. Yes.
She mentioned that she works in accidents. So recently, actually in 2015, I had an accident. And a lot of stuff you try to do on your own, and that's a bad thing. I would strongly recommend that if you're in an accident, you immediately seek out a lawyer. Not these ones on TVs that advertise so they can advertise. Seek out an attorney that's really going to help you, because everything you do in the first couple of days is so very critical to your case, to your health. And if something's wrong and you don't do what you need to do, you're going to end up paying things yourself. So it's really critical you seek out an attorney right away or legal advice.
Exactly, because I know people who have been hit from behind, and because they did not seek out legal advice, they ended up signing documents that were not very good for their long-term benefit. So, just what you said is correct, Teresa. And again, we need to find out to get you all in front of these folks because they're bombarded with these commercials. They're catchy commercials. They sound good. But necessarily, these are like cattle calls. They take everybody, they throw them in there. They try to get a quick settlement. They
You
don't
even
necessarily
get to speak to attorney. Sometimes you just get a legal assistant.
Well, in my office, I handle everything, and I talk to the clients. I provide personal service. It depends upon what the individual chooses. But I know there's Dan Winder. There's a NBA, National Bar Association, that has a list of attorneys. There's Travis Buchanan. There's Teddy Parker. There are numerous black attorneys that are around and in town and working and succeeding and doing very, very well. And we would love to have our own people come to us and trust us with what's going on with them. A lot of times people just don't know. And they get frightened and they get afraid. And my philosophy is don't wait, especially in the criminal arena. As soon as you have a problem, you can go see an attorney, and most attorneys give you a free consultation. Now, they may charge you a couple of $1,000s after that, but at least take it upon yourself to talk to an attorney. That's one of the most important things you can ever do, because you can be advised of your rights before you don't have to talk to certain people about anything. You say, the Constitution, they don't teach it in class anymore. That's the most important document you'll ever read, because it gives you rights as a citizen. And a lot of people just don't know, and they get frightened. A lot of our people get really frightened when they get in trouble, when they get in criminal trouble, when they have a car accident. I had a situation where a gentleman was hit in the street by a car. Bone came out of his leg, but because he told Metro, I don't think anybody hit me, they didn't investigate it based upon what he said. The best thing to say is, I don't know, I don't recall.
Yep.
I don't know, I don't recall.
And I want to make a statement. You mentioned a couple of people, attorney. These people, if you check the Blackbook, again, www.theblackbook.directory, you'll see many of these attorneys, black attorneys, that are in the Blackbook. So that's why we created the Blackbook, the network, and the Blackbook Half an Hour. Our goal is to disseminate information and also encourage the black businesses to advertise and to advertise to our community.
Well, and that's true. For me, I do family law, business transactions. I even do tax law. And this is so important. What I find, you have a lot of people that come to me after they've gone and paid someone else, and their issue hasn't been resolved.
Exactly.
Issue hasn't been resolved, and it is. You have a caller?
No, we're actually coming out of time. So again,
okay.
I thank you for coming. I encourage any business, black business, if you want to come in, come over here to KCP. Come on the Blackbook. Advertise on Power 88. We must let our listeners and our community know about us if we want to survive, and we want our community to thrive and survive. So I thank you again for the Blackbook Half an Hour. It goes fast. We thank you for coming, and again, we look forward to having you out here more in the future.